new series on the channel where I will be showing you how to do stuff in AppLab on code.org. This is in a class taught all around the world called AP Computer Science Principles, where it teaches you JavaScript in here, and I'll teach you that, and also it also teaches you a lot of stuff about computers and stuff, but I'm just covering this. So you want to head over to studio.code.org/home, create an account, I already have one, and then create AppLab. Once you're over here, what's really nice about code.org is it makes it really inclusive, so you can use blocks if you want to, and you can do show blocks. I do use the text though, and so you'll see me use that. And I'm going to be covering variable types. Also, don't mind my brother in the back. He's just playing Roblox and chilling. So, variables are things that will let us. They basically hold a value. They can hold a value. So this is how you declare one, which means you can use it later. So you go var, and then the name of what you want your variable to be, which is usually camel casing, which is like where camel casing is the first word is lowercase, and the rest of them have the first letter be uppercase, and so you can distinguish the words without spaces, which you're not allowed to do. So you can have var my variable is equal to 0, and then we can use the debug console down here. We can output something to it by doing console.log, and then you can put the parentheses, and you can put my variable. Let's then see when we run the program. Now we can see that my variable was equal to 0, and so 0 was outputted to the debug console. But let's say we want to output something to here. So this is in code mode. Let's head over to design mode. In design mode, we can have different screens, and we can add stuff like labels, buttons, text inputs, images, and etc. So let's add a label. And we'll just have this say, nothing to see here. You don't have to do anything I'm doing exactly, I'm just trying to show you. So what we could do is, hold on, let's quickly go over here and name this ID our text output. So what we can do is we can do set text. We do set text in camel casing, so that the T is like that, then parentheses. I'm in sophomore year of high school. Maybe I shouldn't say that online. Okay, whatever. So then we put in what are they called? In quotation marks, the name of our ID, which is text output, and then a comma, and then you can see here, you can look at examples. So the ID is just the ID of what you want to do, and then the text is what the text should be. So we can either, whatever, and then we can do our variable, my variable. Nice. So then you can press run, and you can see this is equal to 0, just like how our variable was equal to 0. So now I want to show you something different. There are many different types of values we can store into a variable, but 3 I want to talk about are booleans, integers, and yeah, I'll just say numbers because they're not necessarily integers.
Oh, I got some inflection kit.
So we can have strings, booleans, and integers. So an example, this is an example of a number because 0 is a number. But then, so after we declare the variable, if if we want to set it to something, we don't use var. We only use var on the first instance of the variable to sort of tell the computer, hey, this is a new thing. I'm going to show it to you. And it's equal to this. But then later we can go like, hey, actually I want to change it to this. But we don't need to. You see, if we try to show it again, it gets angry. Well, it doesn't really get angry, but it doesn't necessarily work because it's trying to make 2 of a variable that already exists. So then what we can do is next we'll do a boolean. And we can set a boolean is a statement which is true or false. So we can have it be my variable is true or my variable is equal to false. And then we can see it here. Something also that's really nice is we can have a watcher. And so we can use the watcher we can input our variable down here, my variable, click the plus, and then we can always see what that variable is. So if you're debugging and trying to figure out what's wrong with your program, then you can make a watcher of your variable here. I'm not quite sure if you can console.log a boolean, but I'd like to see. So we can do this here, and let's see if it gives us an error. Oh, nope, it doesn't. So we can. So it'll output false here, and it'll put false in there. So those are booleans, and now let me show you strings. So for strings are basically letters and they're letters, words, and other stuff. So we can have my variable is equal to, and then if you want to make it a string, you have to put quotation marks. Oh, and make sure to put a semicolon at the end of each little statement. We can have my variable is equal to, this is my variable. So then when we run it, we can see that if we set a watcher to my variable, you can see that it's equal to this is my variable, but it kind of gets cut off. So those are the 3 main types of variables that we will use. Thank you for watching, and next I will cover if statements and loops. Bye.